All right, hey, brothers and sisters, what's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi, back again. Um, got things working a little bit right now. A lot going on. All right, so we have a little bit going on here. Thank you. All right, we have a little bit going on here, right? Now, everybody, to include the Democratic Party, said that the election was going to be stolen, right? They were slick in every way that they said they were going to do this. All right, understand this. Nancy Pelosi said they will come up with a way to make sure that he does not get elected again. Trump. All right, so now you got this stuff going on. And right now, I'm at the point where I don't care one way or the other. Because at the end of the day, the thing that I was trying to do was warn you brothers. Okay? There we go. All right, so let me greet everybody real quick. Havorten Hardugu dog, all the way to the bang, Basas Los Wonja Miss Me, Kettle Bawani Kunichiwa, Ihani Ama, Sani Bonani, Jumbo Herbaigani, Assalamu alaikum, and Shalom. All right, so basically, brothers and sisters, this is what we got going on here. We have theft of an election that totally invalidates the media. We already knew that Facebook, YouTube, and all the rest of them were just wicked, right? But the media took a large hit today. The media is seen as people that don't report the news, but people that help to steal elections. All right. So why am I talking about this if I say I'm not really concerned one way or the other? Well, because of the evidence that's out there on Facebook that Trump is now able to point to as anecdotal, verifiable evidence enough that ballots in places that Pennsylvania being one, and for the brother that sent me the video, I saw that. What I didn't understand, because again, the news didn't report it right. The news said that Pennsylvania wasn't going to take up the suit. And what the Supreme Court said was they weren't going to take it up at that time. So I'm thinking that the Supreme Court didn't do their job, but they said they didn't have enough time. All right, they're going to have to deal with it now because a lot of ballots were dumped after the shut-off time, in which the state laws said that the ballots had to be there. Ballots were showing up at 4 o'clock, 2:30 in the morning, right after telling the challengers to go home. We're not counting anymore. So they lied. All right. So this shows the Democratic Party as liars. But that's not what this video is about either. This video is about something much worse. Much, much worse. When you look at most of the shenanigans that was going on, you saw a bunch of moist towelette, so-called black men destroying ballots. In other words, they volunteered for a job, claimed that they were going to be honest, and then they start destroying on Facebook Live. And hopefully one of y'all saved the video of the dude that set Trump ballots on fire. Because I didn't get a chance to save that one, and somebody took it down. So I hope that it was saved, or maybe we can find it somewhere else, all right, online, of somebody, and Google in their searches, everybody is in on this. Everyone is in on this. This is more than about Trump. And we're talking about even some of the Republicans. All right, so what are they trying to hide? See, the thing is, in politics, a lot of the money for these Senate races, these House races, especially for the big wigs, comes from, understand this, they come from donors. During this election, the wealthy corporations wanted Biden to win. All right. And the regular homeowners wanted Trump to win because that's who donated. Trump's donations came mostly from homeowners. This is why Biden was able to outraise Trump, because the few donors that he had were very, very wealthy people. All right. And y'all can thank me for that. You know that corporations are people BS, and the Supreme Court got that wrong. All right. So what is this all about? And if you would like to call in, feel free, or buzz in on Messenger. But what is this all about? Well, this video I'm talking about, we know that the election is all about robbery. And I hope Trump just exposes the whole system top down. I don't even care if he wins or not. I never did. Now, word to the wise. Why did I, a YouTuber that was hard going after Trump for a lot, now support the guy? I support him because at least he has the ability to learn. I support him because scripture says we cannot bear false witness against a neighbor. And when it happened, we have to call it out if we're righteous people. But the fact that the majority of the Afro community that go to church and religious and all of that, all these women jumping over pews doing half gainers, talking about, oh, the spirit, right? All of them. Well, here's the problem. None of them spoke out against this unrighteousness. As a matter of fact, they supported it. Because for people that are not supposed to hate, they'll tell you, you hating, you hating. The news media was able to get people to hate the president. That's the whole CBC, NBC, ABC, even Fox to a degree. Just only to a little bit of a lesser degree, but even Fox. He only had supporters from Tucker Carlson who maintained his conservative ideas. In other words, he's like, right or wrong, I might be wrong, I might be right, but this is how I think. This is my beliefs. And I'll say, okay, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Trump, he got a lot done, but yeah, he was ignorant. Or was he? Have we just gotten too mentally soft that we can't take anything? Well, we as Afro men are soft for the most part, because the moms, the single moms that raised us, you know, the BWs, the females, right? They brainwashed that weakness into us from childhood to the point where now, you see the picture in the thumbnail, you got a BA single mom destroying her son because he voted for a third party. I want y'all to understand something. I want y'all to understand something. When Trump won the first time, a BW took her little son, packed a suitcase, threw him outside, shut the door, having that child walk down the corner. Here's the thing. What if somebody would have snatched him up while the door was shut? She didn't think about it because she didn't give a damn. She cared that all she cared about is that her son in kindergarten, y'all remember that, her son in kindergarten picked Trump over Hillary because he's in kindergarten. They're trying to teach civics. And there's probably a reason he picked Trump over Hillary. He probably wanted to see a real man in the house. Think about that. A child that don't know anything about politics and he's told to vote, of course he would pick who the man is. Because he's a boy. All right, but things are a little worse than this. You had an African woman in the United States cussing out her son, telling him that if he don't vote for Hillary, she's throwing him out of the house. Period. These women condition and brainwash these soft dudes to be soft in the head. Not only do they condition them to do that, but these same women condition their sons to attack any good man the same way she would attack any good Afro man. Period. Remember, I said whether Trump wins or loses, the BW loses. Why? Because she is going to be thoroughly exposed. And the men with resources that do research, that look at this, they look at the guy, the black guy, who's giving us a bad name, burning Trump ballots, and he does it on Facebook Live and puts up his middle finger. We got a lot of wicked stuff going on. All right? We have a lot of wicked stuff going on. The problem is that some dudes, some of the so-called black men are beyond help. They got into that Hotep thing, I'm for the black community, while at the same time lambasting anybody that don't think like them. So it's not iron sharpens iron. It's more like slave trying to get somebody to be a slave on the same plantation. And that's what this is. Remember I told you about manumissions, how the Caucasian slave master gave the slaves to the black woman, gave his property to the black woman. And in South Carolina, in New Orleans, You had black women owning so many slaves because they owned whole plantations. Y'all understand? That's what this is, right? We got a set of females that wanted to destroy manhood so much. And while destroying the manhood, the men still have men's strength. And now these women want men like me to protect them from that, from the mess they made. We the most unprotected. That's what they say. They are the most violent, statistically. They have 4 times the fights of men. When they fight, they are more ruthless than men ever will be. You know, you seen the BWs have somebody on the ground, and she got help, and she starts stomping them on while they're on the ground. How about the dude that Jackie Chan, a female in the back that had a baby out of nowhere? All right, who taught him to disrespect black women like that? Because it sure was a black woman, and he kung fu kicked her in the back. Right? Who trained him to do that? This is the training. This is the brainwashing. This is what black women are doing. What they're training their children to do is worship them and only do what they tell them to do. The same way the churches brainwash people into listening to the pastor as if the pastor is the end all and be all to things. I want y'all to pay attention. That's the brainwashing. Pastor is the end all and be all to everything. Black women use the same methodology on their sons while teaching their daughters to use men. All right. And what happens is black women uses the stuff the government gave them as a whip to whip their sons back into compliance, either by getting rid of them, harassing them, destroying him through yelling at him. There is no love. Here's the thing. Brothers, you need to understand. The real brothers need to understand. You are not loved here. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm going to start putting my BitChute up on these videos because I've been forgetting to do that, right? And the reason why I'm doing it, because the other thing we need to do is start leaving Facebook, YouTube, and Google alone. I got some equipment, and I'm going to start doing a couple short movies on historical things, possibly. But basically, the relationship between, or the potential for a good relationship between the Brazilian females and us Afro men. One of the things that I'm starting to find out, that my relationships that I had there, with the exception of Mimi, but after Mimi, were temporary at best. Because everybody understood that, well, they didn't understand that I was still coming back. right? But they understood that, you know, for the most part, that I'm going to be in and out, right? Now that, and I told y'all this, I'm going to spend most of my time now outside of the United States. Because I warned y'all, we need to avoid the BW like the plague as Afro men or black men. You're not black, but if you still calling yourself that, we'll just say so-called black men. Y'all got to understand that black is a color. Black is a color. It ain't who you are. You're aboriginal to this land. So when I say I'm spending my time outside of this land, I'm not giving up the property of my ancestors, but I'm sure as hell not going to be living here. And when I am here, there's only one black woman here that I'm going to be concerned about. But outside of her, the rest can kiss my happy black behind. Period. I realized something. That what worth is it where when a man sits down and analyzes his living situation, he sees no value, absolutely no value in any of what the female brings to the table. There's no sexual value because she withholds that as a weapon. You know, that's to get you to do some stuff, right? But then she'll use it when she thinks you've been gone too long. All right? But the best thing we could do is plan to be out of here. See, a lot of females don't see that coming. When the brother be like, you know what? I'm done. I'm out. They don't see it coming. It's always a surprise. But let it be a surprise. They're not worth informing of anything anyway. You just tell them when you call them or when they call you, because they will call you. Oh, I left the country for good. All right. I was talking to one of the women I'm interested in Brazil. And we were talking outside. And the beauty is that, and brothers, wherever you go, learn the language of that place. Because even if you end up having to bring the woman back here for one reason or another, or she want to come back and visit, y'all could communicate. Y'all could communicate without really having to, what's the word I'm looking for? Without really having to be understood. All right. The last thing you want is a BAW to understand what your woman is saying, because the other thing these women do out of habit is they utterly, understand this, utterly try to destroy the relationship. Because if they ain't happy, they don't want you to be happy either. All right? You got these women that think they've made it because now they have been completely severed from the community to where they don't belong to the Caucasian community. Understand this. They don't belong to the Caucasian community. You understand? And they don't belong to the Afro men either. Afro men are starting to understand that. They're looking at all these volatile actions that these women had against us. They're looking at all the violence that these women had against us. They're looking at all the false accusations with 911 and the police these women had made against us. They're looking at all of that, right? The Afro men are looking at all of that. And they're reevaluating just where they stand and whether this woman is even worth being around. All right. So that's where we're at. We're at the point where you got guys wondering whether it is worth being around these women, not because they're ugly. Nobody said they were ugly, but because they're dangerous. All right. They are dangerous to us. All right. They're very dangerous to us. And we're finally starting to see it and understand it. It's nice to see when brothers post these videos and show and illustrate what these women are doing to these children. It is a damn crying shame. It's really that bad, right? It is a sad shame that things are this bad. All right. Now, I'll take a moment and see if any of you brothers would wish to come and jump in. And if you have any more stuff that's been coming out, please let us know too. Because from what I'm seeing, we had a lady that was marking ballots, and she was caught on camera at a polling place. We had another black dude actually throwing out Trump ballots, balling them up and throwing them out. But because the whole system is run by Democrats, they didn't care about their integrity or the integrity of the election. All right. Now, here's the thing. My problem isn't with the integrity of the election or the lack thereof. My problem is with the so-called Afro people, or black people, as we say. That's my problem. I have a big giant problem with black people. All right. And the problem is that with them, you are not allowed to be free. Lord help you if you decide that you're going to be free and think freely, think critically. And that's what they don't want. They want the dude that sound like he high or drunk, the one, that kind of talker, but not a man of substance. Let me see who this. Let me see who's trying to pop in. All right. What's up, Texas Marine?
Hey, brother. I just saw this report on the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. Looks like they violated the U.S. Constitution.
They did. Oh, they effed the U.S. Constitution over.
Oh, but they tried to change the law, and only the state legislatures can change the law, and that's Trump's case there, right there in Pennsylvania.
Uh-huh. Oh, they effed up.
And Justice Alito has already basically said he's going to decide to overturn it without saying it.
Right, yeah. I saw that same report.
And the new woman will be on the court board when they make that decision. So it will be 6-3 anyway.
Right.
So yeah, I just wanted to toss that in there.
Hold on. And here's the point, though. Here's the point. The point is that this exposes the black community. It really does. But not the men. 52% of the black men voted for Trump.
Oh, yeah.
Right? 52%. So he got more black votes than anyone. I hate when
Obama.
Yeah, he got more black votes than Obama.
So yeah, I was listening to that, and they said and because me and his two lieutenant cops were talking, they said, have you noticed that Trump has been real quiet and real calm through the whole thing?
Yeah.
Which is so unlike him.
Because he got something up his sleeve.
Yeah.
He's like, these suits I'm wearing and this coat, I wear this big coat because there's sleeves.
Yeah, they said these dollars were printed like the money.
Right, and then they had watermarks in them. And so, but...
And a thread also.
Okay, hold on for a minute.
That watermark.
Yeah, hold on. Let me hit you right back. Hey.
You almost?
Yeah, I am. I'm just fighting traffic right now.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so that's where we're at, right?
Yeah.
All right. And so I read that too. I'm trying to get some of this reading done. See who if anybody addressed me any comments to me real quick.
Somebody asked about if you had free speech Avengers. David Woman asked if you had free speech Avengers still.
I had that, but it wasn't working well for me. It wasn't working at all. I put videos up. My channel was there, but my channel was blocked and all kind. I had too many problems with a black-owned video website that had everybody else's videos up there, but gave me a hard time. Because remember, I still don't think about like everybody else. I don't think like a group, like red pill, blue, all them pills. I think independently of anything. I look for right, wrong, just or unjust, or just or unjust, just or injustice.
Trump got more votes than Obama did. He got over 69 million votes this election. That's more than Obama ever got.
Right. So that it doesn't make sense that Biden, who stayed in his closet, would have more votes than Trump.
Yep, and that with Alaska, for the GOP senator running and Trump running in Alaska, they both have over 60% of the votes, but they didn't want to say to them yet.
Right, they're holding all of Trump's victories.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and they're not calling.
Because all right, those four states, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, and Alaska, will put him at 268. So what's the holdup?
Hold on, wait. But he needs 270.
No, I'm saying, but those three states are put him where he only needs 2. So if he got Nevada, it's a wrap.
Oh, and Nevada didn't do anything yet.
Now Nevada and the governor of Arizona has not awarded that state to Biden. They just keep giving it to him.
Arizona is another fishy thing because the ballots turned up out of nowhere there too.
Yep.
Ballots turned up at 2 a.m. in the morning out of everywhere.
Oh, in Wisconsin, they showed up about an hour after the polls closed. They say about 200,000 ballots showed up about right after the polls closed.
Wow.
and the video of the woman writing out ballots, the dude burning ballots, the GOP poster saying he was not allowed to verify the ballots coming in. They wouldn't let him come. They wouldn't let him in there to look at them.
Oh, that's a lawsuit.
Yeah. And then the whole liberal Supreme Court of Michigan denying Trump's suit.
Right, because they know something's there. But I think he'll appeal that.
In Michigan, they vote. The Supreme Court justices are elected by the people.
Right, but I think Trump people will take that to the Supreme Court too.
Oh, every time they deny the lower court, it just gets closer and closer and closer. Oh, yeah. When they sat there and said, the NSAB said that the Supreme Court denied their request to review what's going on in Pennsylvania, they didn't deny it. They denied the expedited process.
Right.
They said there's not enough time.
Yeah, right. But the news media reported it like they denied it. And that was so wicked, because now it made the Supreme Court look bad, and they still might look bad, right? But we don't know yet.
I don't see him losing with a 6-3 court. He's gonna get 5 people.
Right. But this is really, really bizarre.
And the people keep forgetting Bush Gore set the precedent for this to go to the Supreme Court.
Yes.
And Trump, and for me, if I was a Democrat, hey, y'all, do this stuff right, because that man is too quiet right now. He ain't going off. He ain't saying nothing. He just sits back quiet.
Yeah, but
I would back out real quick.
Dang, really? You ain't gonna let me in?
Hey, bro, listen, I'm at my family house. Let me get up in here. I'll hit you back later.
And then this dude is trying to block me from coming in on purpose. Got you. Look at him. This dude, right, hold on. That police saw what he was doing. This dude was trying to cause me to have an accident in his Ford right here.
Oh, no. And law enforcement's home?
Yeah. Well, he stopped. He didn't know I was trying to get around a police officer. He saw that police officer there. But I fooled him, right? So I sped up and put my brake on and then got behind him, because I'm just trying to get in my right lane. And that's a black dude. It was a black dude, man. That's what I'm saying. This is who they are. This is who they are. A black dude decided that he's going in another direction, but I'm going to prevent him from getting in the proper lane that he wants to get in. I seen him put his turn signal on, so I'm going to speed up, right? And I just got over because I had enough room. And then he's going to pull out, go to the other side of me, and speed up and try to prevent me from getting in the lane that I needed to turn off on. So when he was speeding up, when I sped up, he sped up. So I fooled him. I sped up, then broke, and then switched lanes. So I don't care how slow you drive now. Yeah, and it's one of them moist dudes raised by a single mom, a single BW.
A moist towelette?
Moist towelette, yep. They can't hold water. But anyway, yeah, so that's what's going on. The thing is that this election is an indictment on the so-called black community, but it is not an indictment on the Afro men.
Nope.
The Afro men said, F you, we're done. All right. So, yes, clear indictment on the so-called black community. I kept saying that the wickedness of the community that these single BWs raised, single mother raised, is going to be on display, right? And judgment is going to have to come. See, I was just trying to warn people. I wasn't, look, even when YouTube took down the funding, because I was using all of it for the children in Brazil anyway. I was using it here. But slowly but surely, it became clear that you can't help the household of the single BW here if you're an Afro man, such as myself.
Yep.
And I had to see it physically for myself. I took in children. They say adopted, but I took custody of children that weren't mine. And their mother used them to try to destroy any men, any male friends I had, any women friends, any girlfriends I had, relationships. I could not keep a relationship with them girls. They destroyed every last one of my relationships. I told them, and this is the thing, I told these girls, I said, how you treat me at 14, 15, and 16 will determine how I treat you when you turn 18. They turned 18, I sent them up to their father, and I had no contact with my family, period. Outside of my God sister. You know that. See what I'm saying? And it's done. It's over. I'm done. All them false molestation charges and stuff, while y'all let real pedophiles go clean. Or you hate the dude that's protecting our children. All right, let's see what we got. Yeah, the women don't want you to have an opinion or anything. Your opinion should be what they say.
Because that's the power they want.
Exactly. Remember, when I went back over Genesis, the 3rd chapter and the 16th verse, it was a better understanding now that we know that the word they translated as husband did not mean husband. The word meant man, the male, that their desire would be for the male, but he rules over you. All right, and when you look at Eve, the BW in the United States, she is the Eve. She wants the desire for the occult, all things wicked, and because she has no real relationship with the Most High, all right, church ain't even doing it for her, because all the hopping-ups and all the rest of that stuff, it ain't working. They have no peace. They have no joy. They don't have much of anything. You see what I'm saying? Yep. So what happens is that now they're looking in the occult, they're looking in witchcraft, they're looking in devil worship, they're looking for some kind of spiritual connection, but they don't understand. They will never get it, because the only place their spiritual connection was going to be was through us, the Afro men. Hold on, I got Brother Elijah on here. Let me see what he got to say. Hey, brother, what's up?
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, not much. Did you have any input on the live today?
Of course.
All right, go ahead. What was you going to say? You on?
Well, I'm going to put it like this. And just to be real, I don't know how many people read the books like me and you read.
Uh-huh.
It might be the reason why it's easier for me to follow you.
Right.
One of the things I'm going to say, and it comes out of the book of Jubilee, that I don't think the people get it. So I'm going to read it right from the book.
Go ahead, read it from the book. This is the book of Jubilee, y'all.
Chapter 11, verse 11. And it says, I will send witnesses unto them, that I may witness against them, but will not hear, and will slay the witnesses also. And they will persecute those who seek the law / truth, and they will abrogate and change everything as to work evil
before my eyes.
Whoa!
I'm gonna say it like this, bro. When I listen to you, and you know how we conversate,
right?
I simply take it as a witness. And then the word also tells me, I don't know about other brothers listening, it says don't reject knowledge. Now, I have never seen you do any videos without backing up with either scripture or something we can go and verify, and then we come to our own conclusion as men.
Right.
Which is right in hand with the word, because the word says if you put your trust in flesh and blood, that's a curse.
Right.
So it had to get to the point where if people are going to believe whether you or me or other witnesses have been sent by the Creator. Because if you are a child of the Most High, then the witness is in you, and it's against who we speak to. Solomon told us, I searched it out, and I found one righteous man out of 1,000. But of 1,000 women, I found none. So it ain't going to be too many. And you have been crying the same consistent message since I first came across you in 2017. And I've gotten to the point just like you. I almost feel like if I said, okay, sons, it's time for y'all to go, because most of them ain't listening. I've given them warning. I already knew what they were going to do. They're contrary people. They're wicked people. They're stiff-necked. They're stubborn. Let them die. But
exactly.
You have done what I told y'all to do, to speak to the wicked and the righteous. And I believe we've done that, and we're going to continue to do that. But it's too much. I think people think that we got to beg them. Wrong.
Oh, I ain't begging nobody, because I told people, as for me, all right, look, I will probably do well under Biden as well as I would do under Trump.
Right.
All right. The thing with Biden and Kamala Harris is I got to be careful to be outside of the United States as they do these shutdowns that don't work. And the shutdowns actually cause the spread of the virus. That's why New York spread quicker. That the scientists they've been figured this out, but now they're just coming out, and like 32,000 scientists came and doctors came out, said that the shutdowns are the problem. But here's the thing. Remember March 31st, the WHO briefing, March 31st, they said that the shutdown is what's causing the spread.
Right. And then people don't want to understand when Trump said he's going to cut sending funds to WHO.
Right.
People are not studying. You know what? And it's too bad. You know, I listen to people, and I go either yay or nay, but I'm gonna look it up. Each small thing, I keep saying it over and over again. My brother told me, bro, you may want to look at your credit. May want to get that credit card. I didn't have to. I'm talking about you. It made sense. Moving. Time to get ghosts. You've been talking to brothers 3, 4, 5, 6 years. I don't know what's going on that brothers ain't ready to move. I'm kind of irked right now. You know, I've been keeping in contact with you about Thailand, this, that, and so forth, with just travel restrictions. Brothers, I'm going to say this like this. Look at your situation. Quit playing around. Like Nabi said, like I say, it don't make no difference whether it's Trump or Biden. I just believe personally, Trump gives you more time.
And that's what I told them. I said what Trump does is it give the righteous people time. I said, and that's what I said. They give the righteous people time to get ready. And I told y'all, I said, when Trump wins, I knew he was going to win the first one. I said, y'all have 4 years or 8 years to get y'all stuff together. Because after 8 years, it's over. All right. And I said, 4 years.
One of mine's in the thing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
In the purple box.
Hold it. Who did you get one in the box? Because the box were on the floor.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah. So that's what I said. So you're absolutely correct in that.
In regards to the election, I even told my family the other day, I said, you know what, I'm going to really watch this thing like I've never watched before. And I was up all night. And just like a brother Six Marine said, I think you said it, when they kind of shut it down around 10, 11, Trump was killing it.
Right.
And then Arizona called in with some garbage, and that like set it off. And then the next, you know, I forget what state, Trump's up 800,000. Next, you know, it's gone. All this stuff gone. And you see all this.
Right.
Now,
All these
me,
ballots were coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, I take it as this is a warning, folks. Do y'all not see what's going on? But it's amazing how they will fight the righteous.
But here's the warning too. Here's the warning too. If they do this to set up a white guy that's done good for the country, what do you think they're going to do to you? And the very people that's setting him up will see you in a weaker position because you don't have political power, you don't have lawyers, you don't have people backing you, right? So what does that make you, Afro men? What does that make you? That's something to think about. Go ahead, you take it. You got the mic.
Hey, something else, bro. Something else. You know, I've been checking this. I'm doing now. I told Mother, I said, Mother, I'm going to get into this thing because, you know, it's just another chapter in my life. I'm listening to somebody, and they just said something that made me think. They said, y'all don't understand. When Trump ran for the office, he was a billionaire. So his motive was like others. And you know, they looking at all, and I'm looking at all this stuff going back. And man, look at this. They ain't said nothing about what he did for the Afro community. They ain't said nothing about how he said he wanted as best he could to be at peace with these nations, to want to be with peace with us. They ain't said nothing about crooked, sleepy Biden doing all this dirt. But
right,
you know
they hid that. Remember, they hid that.
Yeah. But you know what it reminds me of?
What?
It's the same task, brother, me and you have to do. Because our people are stiff-necked, stubborn, rebellious people. And they're going to get it. Mm-hmm. Right now. They're going to have no excuse, whether it be coming from you or me or other brothers that are savvy and different animals. They're going to get it. Because the Father ain't going to be made to be no liar to nobody.
Exactly. Hey, Brother Elijah, Terrence says, when are you going to Brazil again?
Brazil?
Again, yeah. So these brothers know you were in Brazil.
Oh, well, even that, when I went over there, you know, I was going to do a whole bunch of stuff, but when you took me on that trip, I'm like, man. And this is what I told Auntie Sama. I said her name wrong.
Aunt Selma, you had it right, Aunt Selma. Yes. But you from the country, you say Auntie.
I told her, I said, well, to me, I saw my brother as an ambassador. I didn't come over here to mess up stuff. And she sat, now this woman didn't know me, sat down for an hour and listened to what I had to say. I said, we're both the same. We come with the same word. He just presents it one way. I may present it another way. But we all can come back to this word. After I came and I want to do this and that, next thing you know, I'm like, oh my goodness. Look at this. Look at these people. Look at this situation. And yet they got more heart and spirit and soul than these people over here who can walk 2 steps, get water, make a phone call, get your electricity call, lose a job, get unemployment, and yet they still ain't happy. You know, I'm just to the point where I just want to say, Father, let them die. Mm-hmm. And save your son. Because even in the Quran, it says, the Father says, in the end, only my sincere sons are going to be with me. That's just what it is.
Yeah, truth. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Tell the truth, shame. That is what it is. That's basically what it is.
In the end.
Because he ain't playing around. We the only ones faking the funk playing around.
All this stupid stuff, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to get off real quick. Even in investing. I just finished calling a couple of brothers last week, hoping they were still in the crypto. Bitcoin done went from 8,400, 8,500 in March. I'm looking at it right now. It's at 15,500. So up $7,000. I'm trying to get these brothers equipped in that avenue because if you want to travel, fine, great, but you got to have some type of means. It's like pulling teeth. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, hold on, y'all got it backwards. I can leave now. When my brother Nabi says, let's go, I can go. When my brother said, Eddie said, I'm gone, I said, I'm coming with you. But I've been doing this for a long time. A long time, making notebooks, listening, learning, saying, oh, I thought it was like this, but it's like adjusting. And I remember what you said earlier, not about 2 weeks ago, you said something about, well, if we're going to be righteous, we got to be that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so this, because it gets on my nerve in a sense, because really, I've been ready to go. I just had stuff happen, with the travel bans and all that.
Right. It threw everybody off, man.
Yeah. Such as it is. I mean, such as it is. I can't do nothing about it. But get my stuff together over here. And I see family thought I was joking to now. They say, oh, you really going? I said, see, y'all, see, I've been telling y'all, you thought I was a kid.
Right.
I don't know what it is about y'all Christians and y'all Baptists. You always think folks joking.
Because they joking. They have a saying, some people play church because it is a joke. But it is a joke, though. There is a joke to them because they know what really goes on in the church.
Bro.
And that's the joke. They understand what's going on. They know that hardly any people are sincere in there. They know who the few people are, but they're too small to make a difference.
Look, I got 30 seconds. I'm going to go. Check this out. When I say mother, that's not my mom. My mom passed.
Right.
My mother's married to my dad. She was married to a pastor.
Mm-hmm.
And yet I go over for years, decades. I go over there and talk, and she said, where'd you get that from? I said, it's in the book. Where is that at? I said, you got to be kidding me. She was married to a pastor now.
Mm-hmm.
And still, I'm just sitting there, and she's like, I said, Mother, I don't need the book per se because it's in me. But how do you not know this stuff? You were married to a pastor.
Mm-hmm.
And I sit there, and you still go to them buildings. You and Dad go to them buildings every Sunday, get your 10%, and I can sit right here and show you that all that mess you're doing is contrary to the Father's word. You can't back it up with nothing, yet you still going to do it, and y'all ain't understanding. When I say the Father sends us as a against, you ain't understanding in the Apocrypha of Abraham, when the Father said he destroyed the father, the Most High destroyed Abraham's father because he did not hearken to the voice of the Son.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Son was trying to do the righteous thing. He
was trying to let them know too. We all do this. We try to let the people we care about know what's going on.
Yeah.
Right. And so we try to let the people know what's going on. A lot of people don't understand what's going on. They don't understand what's happening. Right. They really don't have a clue. Okay.
And won't read a book. How hard is it? You ain't even got to read a book. Most of the time you give the article, just go look and then take 5. That's letting me know people ain't even doing that. I got notebooks. You owe me a lot of money, by the way, bro. I got notebooks because because of the stuff I printed out watching your videos, which is good. Notebook, so I can one day maybe show people. Look at this stuff.
Here's the thing.
Look at all this.
I'm gonna say most, but I'm guessing pretty much all the people that despise Trump, that call him a racist, never listened to any of his speeches. They only listened to the sound bites that the media gave them, and the media knew that these people were lazy and weren't going to listen to anything. They knew these people would take it upon themselves out of hatred to go and burn ballots. I mean, you burn the ballots, but you put it on Facebook like you did something. Like the dude is like, and then put his middle finger up. Now we all saw that. And we're like, dude, like you did something. You know?
And
go ahead.
Bro, what you just said, I know it's so. It's funny how you said that. I just so happened, I went back to that. I said, let me listen to Trump's 2016 speech when he won.
Mm-hmm.
And he put out the olive branch. He said, I'm willing to work with the Democrats. and the Republicans. Pretty much, I don't care who it is, as long as we get this stuff right, because we got a mess. Now, I know what he said because I just listened to it.
Mm-hmm.
So all that, it's funny how people got all that hatred.
You know why they call him a racist? Because during that South Carolina thing, he said there were people on both sides.
Okay.
But that ain't all he said. But that's the part that they took out of context. And this is what the media did. He actually did say there are good people on both sides of that argument. But what the media said, that Trump said that the racists are good people. And so I went back to look at what he said. Remember, I was dogging him over the Kaepernick stuff. And if it came back up, I would still dog him, right? I was the one that put up the entire national anthem, Star Spangled Banner.
Uh-huh.
I highlight the third verse so that you can see it's a slave song. A song saying we're glad we're killing the slaves. Right? So, in that, all right, what made me start sticking up for Trump is I saw unrighteousness too. Now that I could prove that he was wrong on that. I know the history behind this stuff. He don't, right? But he's not a history teacher. But if I spoke up, yeah, he was going to learn that, right? But what happened is this. During that thing, when they said that he was racist, I said prejudice, yeah. A butthead, yeah. But racist, nah. The more I learned about this dude stayed working with Afro people, but he liked working with money. If he thinks that you want to mess up people's money, he stick with the people whose money you messing up. That's him. But when I went and listened to it, right after he said there are good people on both sides, but them neo-Nazis and those skinheads, we need to do something. We need to get rid of them.
That's what he said.
That's what he said in context. And they cut out the but, and he said neo-Nazis and them skin, he can't stand them. Right? He made the KKK a terrorist organization. And black people were unhappy at that. All right, here's the thing. The so-called females, the BWs, the single mothers, he gave all this money to HBCUs. They weren't happy. He called people to the table and created a thing and bringing fathers and stuff out of prison. They weren't happy. Wait a minute. Why were these females not happy? Because they would rather see everybody struggle like they're struggling, and they don't want no olive branch or benefits given to anyone. Why? Misery loves company. And there it is in a nutshell. Misery loves company. All right. And these females are very upset that men got happy, that men saw a path to make something of themselves, and they realized that the path of becoming a man and getting into manhood is when you leave the BL female alone. Period. When you leave these single mamas alone, both in relationship, and you leave your mama alone because you're grown now. You don't need her. You shouldn't need her anymore. Shouldn't need her a place to stay, but they create weakness in you so that you will always need to stay with her.
They handicap them.
Yeah, they handicap them. The house I'm at right now is the house that the father bought, built up, took care of, and then left to his family. Right? And the sons stay here to make sure that the house is in order, taken care of, is this, that, and the other. That's one thing. These sons could leave anytime they want. They leave and go to California.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's how you think. right? But here's the thing. We have herd mentality too, meaning that one of the sons think like the rest of his friends that he get high with. But it is what it is. The one stopped. You see what I'm saying?
So what's going to happen when the sons of the Most High? Because I don't think it's too many of us over here.
Well, remember it says 2/3 shall perish.
Uh-oh.
Okay, now, and I told y'all before that the 2/3 that should perish is going to be primarily females. All right. If 50% of the Afro men that voted for Trump, that means greater than 90 to almost 100% of the black females voted for Biden.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. That drops to the Trump got 20% of the black vote. Way higher than any other Republican in the history since 1960. Right. And that was on the backs of Afro men. Now, here's the thing. The Afro men just don't give a F. Period. To the BWs that's upset, you're going to be upset by your damn self. See, they're going to thumbs down videos. We don't care. They're going to kick us off of Facebook and YouTube. We don't care because we're going to stop using it. And a lot of brothers are going to go underground. Like me, I'm on BitChute. BitChute is not beholden to Google. It's not beholden to Facebook. It's not beholden to Twitter. You understand? So as I do stuff in Brazil, start putting it out and start putting it there, because I'm gonna get rid of my YouTube channel. I got a few brothers that donate to me, but it ain't like I get a lot of donations, right? So it's not going to hurt me to get rid of the channel. Now, understand this. I'm going to move everything to BitChute when I start doing this filming. But understand this about the filming, right? When I move stuff to BitChute, I won't be blocked, but brothers will have access to what I'm doing. And the brothers that's already over there are the only ones that donate to the channel anyway. And a few more might not know about it, but the word will get out now that we're fully in contact with one another. Right? But that was the whole other goal. So I'm talking to you on the phone, talking to Texas Maria on the phone. Me and Dwight is making some plans for a ranch land in a really conservative place. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They didn't see that. They didn't see that. We are connecting with each other, and then we are seeking ideas from each other, and we're looking at each other, and we're reaching out to other brothers, not black men, not them hotels, right? What do you call them dudes? Oh, I'm down for the black community. No, you're not. All right. Every time they did something, they elevate the woman to godhood and lower the man to less than garbage. Right? So you could be garbage by yourself in your for the black community kind of way. As for me and my brothers, we're going to do some stuff, and our women are going to come from somewhere else. But they don't like that. Oh, but our sisters, they're not my sisters. I see them as the adversary. And they see me as somebody to hate. If they didn't hate me, they wouldn't treat me or other brothers that are good the way that they do. All right.
And yet it's funny how they quick to forgive everything and anything else. But if it's that so-called black man, oh, bring down hell fire on him for messing up.
If he messed up.
Isn't that something?
If he messed up. Right? A lot of times the brother don't mess up. He stands up and be a man. And the woman is like, the BW is like, how dare you stand up and be a man before me? And we're like, shut the F up. We don't have time for you. All right. But with brothers like me and that, we just turn our back on them and walk out. They can't do nothing. They can't do nothing, nor can their minions.
they have to explain. So they ain't got to explain. I said, okay, if you gonna say it, I done heard you say it, because you say it still to this day. You don't need a man. Then why you complain about what those men do?
Exactly.
Leave us alone. You don't need it. So don't ask me for nothing. Not a chip. Not nothing. Not changing no tie. You don't need us. Fine, go on about your business, because we're gonna do ours. We ain't crying about y'all.
Hold on for a second. Hey, Latasha, yes. I've seen BCS in Mort's channel, and truth be told, a lot of them dudes don't like me. Some of them probably help take my channel down. They do not like, a lot of these dudes don't like competition, and I freely share my knowledge and my videos with anybody, right? And so this has been a problem in the YouTube community, where you have most of them come after brothers like me and try to silence us, right? And that's because they want our audience, or they want to make sure, that they're getting paid, because that's what they're about, right? And I'm a threat in that I don't worry about getting paid anything. I'm not getting paid anything. I'm a threat because everything that people give me, everybody knows. Everybody that watched my channel for a while, they know what I do, right? They know what I do. So the people on these other channels, the reason why they don't F with me like that, because they know what I do. Because some of the people that watch my channel watch their channel. And I'm pretty sure they have shared with them what I actually do. You see what I'm saying? And so basically, they can't come at me on anything except disagreeing with what I say, but then I'll clown them. So somebody with nothing to lose that will clown you, because I am smarter than a lot of them, because a lot of them are talking BS, right? If I'll put it this way, any of them dudes that was scared about the COVID and felt like we should shelter in our house, all right, I'm smarter than those dudes, way. All right, for the dudes that understood what was going on to some level, maybe not at my scientific level, because it's my background, but to some level, now them dudes I could iron sharpen iron, with, right? Now, either you are with, I put it to you like this. If you don't have good common sense and the ability to study, to know some stuff that you're talking about, then you are beneath me, right? But like Brother Elijah here, I know a lot. I have a lot more books that I've been into longer than him, but that don't make me now smarter than him, because he's in them books too. Now I can iron sharpen iron with him, because what makes him smart or intelligent is I'll pass him some knowledge. He'll go read a book, and from that pass me some knowledge that I didn't know, because I can't remember every word of every book that I read. But a lot of the brothers be like, hey man, did you see this, that, and the other? I'll be like, oh no, I didn't. But see, I can iron sharpen with them, even though I've been reading said books for longer. Because if we're all reading something and we're all honest men, somebody's going to see something that the rest of the group is not going to see. So we're on equal footing because we're searching for the truth.
And when I was in college, I had a professor say something. He said, he taught how he taught. But he said, make no mistakes. Sometimes y'all can teach each other better than I can. Because what I'm saying, all of y'all ain't computing it the same way. And some of y'all will get it and be able to teach your own classmates better than I can, because you could teach them in a different way. But as long as you get the answer. As I listen to you and other brothers, and those that listen to me, I think of it about martial arts. Why do you spar? You spar to get better.
Yeah.
And also when you're sparring, it shows your weaknesses.
Yeah, it
So
exposes
your brother will
weaknesses.
say, hey, well, we got to work on this. Why? Because you kept doing this. Oh, well, bro, you know, you get better. So that's a good competition. I like that type of competition. Yeah. Man, you thought about it like this. What about that? Oh, man, I didn't. Now
Right.
longer, and stronger, and those dead leaves are falling off.
Right.
That's how I see it. The ones that look at you like, oh, man, I'm like, okay, well, truth be told, if the man is speaking truth, then if you saying you hate him or you hate the truth, period.
They hate both.
If Nabi, and I'm gonna say if for those who listen now, they ain't nothing but snake. If Nabi is speaking truth and it's verifiable truth, I'm gonna tell y'all like it is. You're rejecting the Most High, but guess what? He done already rejected you.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking truth, and those who receive it. You know, the book says those who he loves, he corrects. You can't get me to believe I can't be all knowing. That's how I came across you. Like, God dang, he knows some stuff about these women.
Hey, Wise Nubian says they're shadow banning him on his channel. And Sadiq 007, he says those other channels are hell bent on brothers getting passports because a lot of them can't obtain passports. I peeped that long time ago. That's the problem. They made some horrendous mistakes, or they didn't do their money right. And instead of listening to the old school cats that was probably trying to teach them, they was listening to their mama. And now you got the other thing is a lot of dudes like O'Shea and all of them, they got minions. Yeah. They don't have real thoughtful men. They got minions that follow them. They made a subgroup like the females do. Right. And they are like, they do their things based on politics. Like they try not to offend women. And I say that like this, because one of the dudes came out saying, if Trump wins, don't blame black men. I was like, you weak-minded simp. I was like, no, if he win or lose, and you know, I'm letting you know, I was for him over Biden. And not because I approve of the Republican Party, because I think they just downright stink. They should have went after a lot of stuff. The Republican Party should not have not allowed to happen if they were about justice. What they did to Flynn. But all these the laptop. The reason why the laptop is important. Hunter Biden's laptop. The reason why it was important. And the reason why the store owner gave it up was that on the laptop was a lot of pedophilia. Allegedly. And what happens is when Hunter Biden abandoned the laptop with the computer store and didn't pay for it, right? The laptop then becomes the computer store then becomes the owner of the laptop. If you are the owner of the laptop, then you are the owner of everything that is on the laptop. So when he looks in and see what's on the hard drive, he turns that thing over to the FBI. He makes a few copies to protect himself from accidental suicide. You know, he didn't want to be suicided by the Hillary Clinton Foundation. You know, like all these people go into maximum security thing without nothing and stuff, and they end up dead from suicide. Yeah, he didn't want to be suicided, so he made a bunch of copies. He gave it to Rudy Giuliani, gave it to a newspaper that he trusted because he knew that the New York Times and all of that stuff was garbage. Right? And the reason why he did that was because if he owns the laptop, he now owns the pedophilia pictures that's on the laptop. So, allegedly. So, he has to take it to, he sends it to the FBI, that reason. So that they can investigate, because this is evidence of that stuff. But the FBI sat on it for a year because they didn't want to affect the election, because what was more important than somebody going after little children was the Democrats winning the election. I want y'all to let that sink in for a second. What's been more important to the Democrats than the children is them winning an election. And when I say Democrats, I don't mean just the Democratic Party. I'm talking the AWs, all their minions, all these people that voted for this, right? If they voted for Elizabeth Warren, I can see that. If they would have voted for Bernie Sanders, I can see that. I even like Bernie Sanders better than Trump because he was actually a part of the people that got arrested during 1964 when he was protesting for fair housing. You see what I'm saying? So I know about Bernie Sanders, right? So I wanted to see that competition. I wanted to see that the first time. All right. And so basically this is where we're at, where a bunch of black people are looking like jokes, but they're mainly females. That's the 2/3. A bunch of Afro men, right? They said, no, we're tired. We're going to be men. Right? And in all of this, the men that decided they're going to be men because they're tired of this gender, there's no gender thing. They're tired of this. We're going to let your child to make decisions that makes the decisions about their physical characteristics when people that's almost into adulthood can't make decisions about what they're going to drink because they ain't old enough.
You know what else is interesting, bro?
Go ahead.
As they watch their entertainers, this, that, and so forth, you got the hip hop youngsters. And now they're seeing their idols, if you will, marrying other women. Please. Those who follow them, like, man, now the athletes are marrying other women. You got your movie star. Dang. The movie star, when I say other women, they marrying everything but that dark-skinned one. And they having more peace. Now you get into the political arena. Dang.
Right.
And so slowly, now, the good thing about us, all we got to do is hold to the word. We ain't got to wait for folks. But they seeing it, they getting it a little bit. Like, man, now they looking at them.
Dang, and these females are getting upset. Right, yeah, but that it is what it is. So
overweight selves.
But anyway, well, I'm gonna leave that alone because I like some big women. Y'all seen the women I mess with in Brazil, and y'all may not think that, but that's because everybody in Brazil looked at like that. If any of them women that's nice to me like that were any thicker, I would still be with them. So because I ain't gonna lie. I'll talk to a thick Pope Jones or whatever. Now she eating Pope, but not really obese. But
you like who? That's you, bro.
Yeah. I like yeah. And I understand dudes liking women that is in shape because you're supposed to. Like I don't like them too big because I don't want a woman that I'm gonna have to pay a lot of medical insurance because she's too risky. Because so big is not good. Because of the medical risks that come with it. Monique found that out the hard way. You see what I'm saying? And then she start preaching, sisters, don't be big, right? So, don't fall for the okie doke. But anyway, so I'm going to cut this off and I'm going to holler at y'all later. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I'm going to do one more of these where I'm going to put my BitChute up probably tomorrow. So subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to BitChute, tomorrow around the same time, I'm going to be going live again. I'm packing up for Brazil. I'm taking bags, so that's a good thing. The other thing is that BitChute. Oh, my PayPal me and my Cash App is in the description box. Okay, so my Cash App is $refugetemplenabi. All right, so I guess you have to type that in for those who have Cash App. And my PayPal me is a link. All you gotta do is click on it. All right, so if you want to help me do what I do, that's how you do it. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. Right. I'm making do and doing what I do. All right. So for those of you that like the help, You go look in my description box, and those that can't, just share the video. Oh, and don't forget the thumbs up. All right, so with that said, I'm out, and I'll holler at you all later. All right?
All right, bro, I'm out.
Peace, love, and soul.